Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Shattered Silence, a podcast that uncovered the untold stories of resilience, strength, and personal triumph. And today I have, why are you guys laughing and smiling already? Yeah, I have some beautiful people who have come to, share their experiences that challenge the societal norms and perception surrounding marriage. Okay, welcome, Choma.
Thank you, Linda.
Hello, Francis.
Hi.
I like the way you do. Hi. So, yeah, three of us here. We are all single.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I mean single, we're not married.
Yes, very good clarification.
We're not married. And interestingly, we're all at that right age to get married. And society wouldn't just stop, shoving it down our throat. When will you marry? When will you marry? So we are basically here to talk about all those societal pressures and how we've navigated through the challenges, the worst case scenario for you, and all whatnot, right? So I'm going to start with you, Francis.
Okay.
Have you ever been, feel that what would I call it? That pressure to get married?
Yes, of course, because as a lot of things keep coming, like you're coming of age to a point, you just have pressures. Like it's not like somebody's telling you to go and marry, actually. But with the body language of people, your parents, your brother, your sister, and all that, it just comes naturally, and you're like, oh. Aside from that, your friends, if you finish school for week, and you just hear this one, oh, this boy is married now, and the ladies are even worse because you just hear this lady is married, this one is married, this one is married, and you're like, whoa, what's happening to me? Well, is it that things are happening over there and it's not happening in my life? And you just want to look at it and be like, man, I just have to get married. But there's this reality of there are a lot of persons, but who do you get to marry?
Can you relate to having a lot of people?
He's a man, so I think for men, they have the women are always at their beck and call most times. Like they just get to choose, like selecting this. I want this. I want Irish potato. I don't want sweet potato and this and that. But women, they don't really have much. Women have options too, but not like men, because men don't really get to choose. If I'm being factual, the woman has to wait. Let me just, some women still go out to do the hunt. So women go to do the hunt, but like traditionally, the men have to come and meet the woman. They have to say, okay, I like you, baby girl. So can we do something together? But so I think men have options more than women. I think that's what I have to say.
Okay, but let me ask you the same question I asked him. Have you been pressured personally to want down the
Of course, a lady of my age definitely is under pressure. In fact, pressure from, it starts with basically family members. When you are going for functions, you see, Chema, you've grown. When are we coming to eat rice? Like my former church, they asked me that question, when are we coming to eat rice? My present church, when are you coming to eat rice? My family members, everybody, when are you coming to eat rice? Where is the uncle? Where is the brother? Like, can I not just breathe? Like, let the single breathe. Like, that was one of the reasons, in fact, why I had to leave, like, my parents' place and come out. Yes, because you're facing the questions every day. You're in the house. You're too old to be, like, what? Like,
but is it that they don't even feel empathic when they say these things? Like, I can't even imagine saying such to someone. Like, when will you marry?
I think the reason why most of them say it is because during their time, they got married relatively younger.
Yeah.
But now you have bills to pay. You have to try to find your footing in life. And the economy is not the same like how it, and like they don't understand. Like the economy is not the same like how it was then. So really, it's a lot.
Okay. But you said you have a lot to choose. So the fact you're single, is it your intention? Do you have this? Is it your intention to like be single, or you're not just saying your spec?
Yes, obviously, it's you have to be intentional when it comes to marriage. Marriage is not something you do by mistake. It's a whole lot of process. Traditionally, um, with the law and all that. So it's something you have to be meticulous about. It's not something you rush into hasty decisions. So being single is a choice actually. So yes, for me, it's a choice because I don't just want to jump into the
Into
next ship
marriage,
and
yeah.
that you'll be looking for a way out, and it's difficult to get a way out these days. Yeah.
This is difficult.
Mm.
Anyway, so but the question is, so how have you been able to maintain your sanity in all the pressures?
Get busy, get find what you like doing and get doing those things. And if you have not gotten to where you want to go, get to aspire, achieve, and all that. Single life is a phase, and I always tell people it's if you don't have a very good single life, it's difficult to have a very good married life. So it's best if I can manage or maintain my single life just as it were and be able to maintain myself. Some persons rush into marriage and say, okay, I need somebody to sleep with. But the question is, when you get tired of that next person, that person you're looking for in marriage, what happens? Is it that you start cheating here and there and all that? So you have to be able to practice self-control, self-discipline and all that in that your single life and be able to gain self-mastery of who you are as a person in that your single phase. So that's how it is.
Okay, but what about you, Chema? How have you been able to maintain this? I know you said you have to move out from your parents' house to maintain your sanity, but
Yeah.
you literally see this every day online. Like some people don't even show me that your truth. It could be as much as watching your friend's WhatsApp status.
Yes.
Okay, it could be Facebook, it could be any other social media platform. But how do you try to maintain your sanity and not let it get to you? And not let you like question God, God when? Have you had to question God, God when, by the way?
Sometimes, not like marriage, God
Yeah,
when, God
yeah.
when. Sometimes in life, you have to, God, when will I achieve this?
Yeah.
So, some ways of regaining, or let me say, retaining my sanity.
Sanity.
Like you said, get busy doing what you love, and trying to make money from what you actually love. Very important, because if you're not doing what you love, you're not making any money. There's nothing. This thing. So get busy. Yeah, try to associate with people of like minds.
Mhm.
People that will not use any opportunity to just talk down on you or remind you of marriage or remind you that okay you have it's not a bad thing to associate with your married friends. I have lots of married friends, 4 boys, 3 boys, like they have 3 boys already, they have 4 boys already and things like that. But if and sometimes innocently they actually do it. Like they'll be like, see me, I have when will you go and have your own baby too now and things like that. So you can just tell them that okay, God will, you can just in fact what I've been doing is God will do it. Or I'll tell them, give me a husband, and then it settles because they can't give you a husband. So it settles in this. I don't even want to tell them whether I'm in a relationship or I'm not in a relationship. Just get busy and try to avoid them. Try to avoid this. If you can avoid going to some certain functions,
Exactly.
please just
Just
avoid. So just like that.
yeah,
Anyway.
there was something practical I did one time. Like that time, almost all my friends were all getting married. I had to literally delete the app from my phone. That was Facebook.
Wow.
So everybody was like getting married. Every time I was seeing wedding pictures, I'm like, what's going on? I deleted it for a year plus. I didn't have that app on my phone. And when I was there mentally, I installed it back. And when I go there, it doesn't
affect you
exactly.
like
But
this.
then it was, and I had to like literally delete it. And another thing, I had to one time literally tell one of my aunts to please stop it.
Very
because the thing is that you cannot run away from some relations that
That's true.
you can't, some relations are just integral part of you. But you just talk to them, okay, please stop doing this. I don't like it when you do this. And someone who loves you will actually stop because she actually stopped. Another thing I did was to now bring like someone into the relationship. So if I'm in this relationship, I say, okay, new one has landed. So can you stop? Can you stop? If I were you, I'll pray this one blossoms. Do you get? So yeah, so that they will stop. Now I don't get when because they already know what is going on. So you asking me when is like, are you not the one I told that new one landed? Or are you not the one I said I told her I just let that one go? Do you get? I feel like being open to people who you can't really do away with is one way, and another way is like letting go of those things, like you said, stop going to some functions that will actually mess
Can
up with
help.
your mind. Okay, but has it been times you actually question these goals? I'm talking to you, Francis, now. Like when you get busy, sometimes has it been time you have to question, are you even sure I'm doing the right thing? This whole thing, getting busy thing.
Question the goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you are pursuing your goals or you are pursuing what you want to do, it does not negate the fact that you're married. It does not mean that you are not married. So it does not change any status or anything, but it only adds value to you and know, okay, so many other persons will fall down the ladder when you are appreciating in value. There are some persons that will easily walk up to you on the street. Those persons will not, because your value has already appreciated. For example, you're a BSc holder or you were not even having any degree at some point. You now have a degree, you know. Aside from that, you now have your masters and you are doing well for yourself. So the kind of persons that would get to that point, it keeps reducing and keeps reducing. But that pressure, that thing is still there. But then it's not as bad as when you are not doing well and you don't have a wife. You know? the two, both of them, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, the two of them, like if you have, it's one thing for one thing to be doing, to be affecting you, but when the two of them are combined on your case, it's a whole lot for you to deal with. Imagine you have your money, and as a guy, you know, even if you are not married, it's just like you're married. You know, likes of Davido, Whiskey, they are not married, but then they have children all around. So I'm not saying that my life should be like that, but then if you have money, if you are doing well for yourself, it reduces a lot. So and the amount of girls that keeps coming to you, it even increases, you know.
Girls
I'm talking about from my own part. Oh.
He's talking from experience.
I'm talking from my own side, you know.
When a
guy is doing very well and is cute and everything, you know, girls are whether you like it or not,
it's true, yeah.
girls keep coming, you know. But even if a girl is doing well, it's the reverse is the case, because the more the girl does well, the guy feels intimidated to even approach the girl, because you feel like this girl is not in my class, you know. In the first place, you know, she has a master, she has a PhD. I'm just a mechanic down the road, you know. Which boldness or which balls will you have to, you know? Imagine she drives out in a SUV and she's going out. How will you now go and stop the SUV and now start saying that I love you, you know, while trekking? It's difficult. But when a guy stops his SUV and tells a girl, you know, what's up, hop in, let me drop you off, it's different. The girl drops, you know. So that's what I feel.
So I think that this game is actually rigged against women. Yes, it is. From what you're saying now, it is rigged against women.
But what can we do? So I think it's just literally to look for your class.
I think so too, because, you know, as a lady, you should not say you want to settle for less, because no man will do that. No man is going to, like, you know, inconvenience himself just to make you convenient. So I think you just have to associate more with like-minded people, associate more with income, how do they call this now? Your income bracket.
Bracket. People that earn the same,
yes, something like that. That's why people move to the island.
Wow.
Like Banana Island and that, so that they will marry themselves. You say, I think there's one thing I read. You say, you don't need to marry for money, but go to where rich people are, marry for love. Do you understand? Wow. So I think
Banana Island.
So yeah, I think it's something that
Banana Island, here I come.
Exactly. So as women, I don't know really.
But has there been any stereotype? Have you been stereotyped because you're single? In any way?
How?
Stereotype
how? What kind of stereotype?
Like, let me say, for instance, some people actually, because you're single, you won't get a house. Some landlords actually rent out a house because you're single. You know, have you been stereotyped? And sometimes you're going on the road, like, yeah, because you're single, they just talk to you anyhow. I don't know. I see there is something in this thing that it's still the same you. It's just that your status have just changed a little bit.
even your married friends, some of them, they will tell you that you can't call them by their names again
Wow.
because they are married.
Whoa.
The
Are you
serious thing.
serious?
You can't call them by their names.
So if your name is Chioma, I'll call you Mrs. Chioma or Mrs.
No, not even Miss. You will not even put Mrs. Chioma. You put Mrs. The
Husband.
the son name, yeah, the
Yes.
son name, or you put mommy, the baby's name, maybe like mommy David.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't call Chioma again. It's not a small thing. Yeah.
Wow, that's really terrible. But it's really terrible, honestly.
It's not actually here. You
It's
know.
really terrible. But what
My guy will now tell me to be. I don't
For
understand.
men, no, for men,
It doesn't-
men don't do that. That's the thing.
It doesn't work here. So stereotype. I'm puzzled and I'm quizzed that stereotype that what? In fact, I'm even more. I'm freer than you.
You live alone, right?
I'm freer than you.
Do you live alone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, when you wanted to rent your house, or maybe you bought your apartment,
Mm.
were you ever asked if you are?
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
this
If that one works because some landlords they have terrible experiences with single guys. Maybe they have had a contact with one single guy that almost raped everybody in the building. Let me not say raped everybody, but maybe slept with the landlord's daughter, impregnated one in the compound and stuff. And maybe when he packed out, that was when they discovered that this one was pregnant, the other one was pregnant. So they feel like, whoa, I actually don't want any single guy around, you know. Let me have a responsible.
Frequently.
It doesn't occur frequently.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, we've talked about how society has just made single in this part of the world. Society in this part of the world made singlehood a terrible thing, especially when you were in that age to get married. But what can you advise this society now? So what can you want them to change? What if you ask, okay, society, you guys need to do better in this area and area? What area would it? What about you?
Yeah, I feel society. The impact of society on singlehood is a lot because they make it look like it's forbidden for you to be single, but
At a certain age.
singlehood is something to be enjoyed, something to be. In fact, that experience should be what guides you into marriage. You know, because if you don't have a joyful singlehood, it's difficult to pass it on to your children. You see people, because of their bad experiences, they pass on this idea or this mentality to the next, and it becomes a problem when people keep growing. So I feel society has to do a whole lot when it comes to that. Stereotyping people does not really help in this circumstance because when you stereotype them, they start feeling like, maybe I have to rush and get married, and they jump into the next available ship. And whether the ship is good or not, you know, that's why we have a lot of divorce cases all around even in the country. Before we were talking about divorce cases abroad, but now divorce cases in Nigeria is on the rise because people jump into the available ship and they try to jump out at the end of it, even through the help of their families as well.
All right, thank you so much, Chioma and Francis. Now, if you're single out there and you've not been breathing, you now know how to breathe and how to navigate all this whole societal pressures and all whatnot. It's been a pleasure having you both on the show.
Thank you, Linda.
And thank you so much for being part of this episode. Always remember to subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. And until I come your way next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.